A Pakistani Air Force IL-78 strategic aircraft lands inside China. Within hours, the internet jumps to one conclusion. Pakistan is secretly moving stealth fighters. That assumption is wrong, and understanding why it's wrong reveals something far more important. This video is not about rumors, it's not about showpieces, and it's definitely not about clickbait stealth hype. This is about production pressure, engine logistics, and a defense realignment that is actively reshaping Pakistan's fighter ecosystem, with Turkey now directly inside that loop. By the end of this video, you will know 4 very specific things: what that IL-78 was almost certainly carrying, and why only this aircraft makes sense. Why JF-17. Block 3 production has entered a decisive, non-negotiable phase. How engine dependency is being quietly restructured at the supply chain level. And why Turkey's involvement is not symbolic, but operationally dangerous for rivals. Most people are watching the sky. Pakistan is securing the factory floor. Let's start with the flight itself, because that's where the real story begins. Part 1. Why this was not a routine transport mission. The aircraft involved was not a C-130, not a civilian charter, not a routine logistics mover. It was a Pakistan Air Force IL-78. This platform is reserved for oversized military cargo, sensitive aerospace components, and time-critical strategic transport. Pakistan does not deploy an IL-78 casually. Now add the detail that changes everything. The aircraft landed in Sichuan province. That immediately narrows the possibilities, because Sichuan is not just another Chinese region. It is where Chengdu Aircraft Corporation operates, and Chengdu is not connected to every Chinese fighter program. That distinction is critical. Part 2. Why the J-35 narrative falls apart instantly. The internet rushed to one conclusion: Pakistan is moving J-35 stealth fighters in parts. On paper, it sounds exciting. In reality, it makes no sense. The J-35 is manufactured by Shenyang Aircraft Corporation, not Chengdu. Shenyang is located in Liaoning province, hundreds of kilometers away. Different province, different factory, different logistics corridor. If J-35 components were being transported, this IL-78 would not be anywhere near Chengdu. This is not speculation. This is basic aerospace geography. So if it's not stealth fighters, what does Chengdu connect to? 2 aircraft Pakistan already operates, JF-17, Block 3, J-10C, and both are far more relevant right now. Before we go to the next part, if you're finding this level of technical analysis helpful, hit subscribe. We are tracking Pakistan's 5th-gen transition daily. Part 3. JF-17. From program to production pressure, JF-17. Block 3 has crossed a critical threshold. It is no longer a platform under evaluation, it is a platform under demand. Pakistan has domestic requirements. Export interest is real. Delivery timelines now matter. At this stage, development is no longer the challenge. Scalability is, and scalability exposes weak points. For the JF-17, that weak point was never the airframe, not avionics, not weapons integration. It was engines and supply chain continuity. Even a brief production pause now would damage export credibility, slip delivery schedules, and erode customer confidence. That is unacceptable at this phase, which is why critical components are being consolidated now, not later. Part 4. The engine reality Pakistan can no longer ignore. Engines dictate fighter timelines. For years, the JF-17 relied on a supply environment that was predictable. That environment no longer exists. Global defense supply chains are stressed, OEM priorities have shifted, delays are becoming normal, and normal delays kill export programs. Pakistan's response is not to wait, it is to front-load critical inventory, secure long-term production continuity, ABD reduce vulnerability at the engine level. Engine components are not shipped piecemeal. Hot sections, turbine modules, FADEC units, and monitoring systems are moved in controlled batches under protection using platforms like the IL-78. This flight fits that pattern exactly. Part 5. Why the J-10C fleet is part of this story. There is another layer most people miss. The J-10C fleet has been operating at high tempo. Sustained operations rapidly consume engines, radar modules, electronic warfare hardware, and avionics subsystems. Fighter jets are not smartphones. They burn through precision components under stress. Keeping the J-10C fully mission-ready requires OEM-level logistical depth. Bulk movement from Chengdu strongly suggests spare accumulation, life cycle sustainment planning, and readiness buffering. This was not reactive logistics. This was preparation. Part 6, where Turkey fits and why this changes the equation. Now bring Turkey into the picture. Turkey is no longer just a buyer or exporter of defense hardware. It is a systems integrator. Pakistan and Turkey already cooperate on aerospace manufacturing, UAV programs, avionics, and mission systems. The logic is simple. China provides scale and core technology. Pakistan provides operational experience and production lines. Turkey adds systems engineering and industrial depth. This is how mature defense ecosystems form, not through announcements, through alignment. Future JF-17, evolution, avionics upgrades, electronic warfare integration, and even engine modularization benefit directly from this triangle. Flights like this are the physical groundwork. Part 7. Why this matters more than BVR range debates. There is a bigger misconception dominating regional discourse. People obsess over missile range, PL-15, Meteor and Astra, Mark I and Mark II. Range alone does not decide BVR outcomes. Electronic warfare does. On May 7th, both sides possessed long-range BVR missiles, yet only one side retained engagement control. Why? Because the Pakistan Air Force did not win on missile kinematics. It won in the electromagnetic spectrum. Electronic attack degraded radar performance, data links, and targeting quality. When sensors are blinded or degraded, missile range becomes irrelevant. This is why even aircraft carrying Meteor-class weapons failed to capitalize. And this is the layer many analysts still refuse to confront. At the end of the day, this was not a mystery flight. It was a signal. Pakistan is locking in. JF-17, Block 3, production stability. J-10C, operational readiness. And a deeper defense alignment that now includes Turkey. Air power is not built in headlines. It is built in factories, warehouses, software stacks, and supply chains. And that work is already underway. Share your views in the comments and subscribe if you like the analysis. See you in the next video.